Okay, so today still we are going to take some couple of example on a stream API, right? So we have already covered like some can say example, but let's do a couple of more examples so we can
Yes.
understand. Like might be, I think last class we have discussed a different way to generate the stream. Like stream have a range function, like status stream have a iterate function. Similarly, you know already some setup value like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you can use the stream.off, right? Or stream.iterate. These are the stream generator functions, right? Okay, so here let's
Yes.
we
Yes.
have we have a like some set of string object, right? String object. And our objective is that let's you can say here can be as of now it's only string object. Previously we can integer value. Similarly, you can object can be anything, maybe your employee object, department object, student object, any object can be here, any object can be, right? Accordingly you can create a stream of the particular data. Data source can be anything. Last couple of example we did with the help of only integer value, right? Let's do some couple of example with a string, right? So
Yes.
here last class we are going to only print out all the the words which length is more than 3. So what this means, each words I am going to check length. If length is greater than 3, then I am going to print it. This is the one way to print the data on the screen, right? So okay, hey, we apply the filter, and filter say, hey, whatever the words, whatever the each words, okay, each words, and check the length. Length greater than 0, then print it. So here we are printing on the console, but sometime these words which meet my criteria, I need a somewhere in a particular variable or some kind of object, right? So here, if we want to print on the screen, it's okay, no problem. You can use a for each. But generally, we have our source of data, and from source of data, I want maybe instead of source, maybe here the list, maybe here the list of, you can say. If we have a list of it, okay. Yes, a list of numbers. List of words. And here say words.string. Okay. And then you can say, hey, I apply my filter, and that follows. So for printing, it's okay, but I want it should be in some variable. So I can pass to another function, maybe that will take some string. Okay. So here, till now, this terminal operators are taking the data and printing on the console. But I don't want to print on the console. I want to assign some variable, right? Don't want to print one. So maybe I want to assign one string variable, right? Somehow maybe a string variable, right? Something values. Okay.
Here, like for each, this basically used. What is the for each? First of all, is a terminal operator, right?
Right.
Can also transform the values?
Yes, they can transform the value, but after transformation, we cannot. They cannot return anything, right? Notice this is the kind of consumer function. Consumer take input but not return.
No return, right? Yes.
So here we can perform transformation. Let's say here
Let's suppose we are adding one more value to the list. or
So let's here whatever the word we have, here we can say word transformation, maybe whatever the word I want to maybe to uppercase, okay?
yes.
Convert to uppercase. But here I want to not again start the pipeline. What those converted value I can maybe here only one option we can print them, right? Or we can write in the file system.
So
Or
here, like, what exactly will happen? Like when the pipeline will start, let's suppose one value will transverse towards filter, then it will stop towards for each, then next value 2, 3, 4, 5. Once all these, then for in the for each they will turn into uppercase one by one, right? This is the flow, right?
no.
Okay.
Pipeline means this is the let's this one from here pipeline go
Yes,
to the
yes,
filter.
yes,
Check
yes.
condition is placed in the condition two, and go to this for each. For each
Okay.
go and convert to uppercase. But they are
Okay,
not
okay.
doing anything.
But here, like last time we had discussion, like the terminal operators are like storing the value to their self,
Yeah.
like once.
They are, yeah, temporarily they have stored. They have converted to uppercase and holding. They are not
Holding.
printing or anything, holding. Similarly, because they know already stream have more data, so they can come to the next. Okay, then again go to the filter. So all the filter pipeline functions are executed till the terminal operation. And after that, once the list is your completed, list completed, after that, what the next action you want? You want to print, or you want to give somewhere, or maybe write some database, as any operation you can do, right? Of this
Okay.
kind.
Can we write one more for each after this? I think no.
No, because here,
The
because these
terminal.
are the terminal operations. If you write, compiler is very happy. Say this is a void, and you cannot start the pipeline.
Okay. And if I needed to print these values, then I have to use some kind of
Lambda
curly
expression.
braces. Curly
Yes,
braces.
yeah.
Okay.
Lambda expression here. That's more than one expression, and here you can say south whatever the value
Okay.
string.
X. Okay.
Anything.
Yes.
One thing, why I use the new variable? Why not use the volume W? By default, the lambda expression expect this variable should effectively be final. If this is the final, you cannot override the same value. Generally about, right? If whatever the input, this is also one of the things we do in any function, in the lambda expression, whatever the input parameter you receive, in your function body, avoid to mutate this value. Whatever the value you receive, you can use them. Don't bother. But don't change the input parameter. Here we receive the W as an input parameter, so we cannot change the W parameter. Just avoid to change it. You can use a different variable, right? But you can perform operation, but you don't mutate the input parameter, right?
Not clear. Like, what was the question?
Let 1 minute.
Yes.
I'll
Like in the string, if we are not adding to string UW, then these values will not be entered inside of any kind of in the string pool. Yeah, this much I know, but so this was something new to me. Like, I think I haven't captured like what you were saying.
1 minute.
Yeah. So now now if we print outside the word, could you print sys.out
Yeah.
the words
Where?
outside of this string? Yeah,
There.
here. Yes.
What you want to print? So
Yes.
here words would be the these are the immutable. So there is no impact on that.
Okay.
This is the one of the cool feature of Java Stream API. They are not going to modify your original string.
But if we don't use this till list dot off, then I know that this off method is a mutable one. But if we used arrays instead of this,
also you can use the array. Let's do.
okay.
Let's do. Let us instead of we have a arrays as this somehow and it passes
Yes, yes.
value.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's name that as a words and just comment that above one.
What else? String dot filter, same condition. Filter, whatever the forms, okay? Same thing, right?
Yes.
Even you can write before and after.
Like this is just a use case.
Yes. So in both cases, if you have an array or array list, even other primitive arrays, instead of this array, sometime that will let me write. So all the scenarios, if operations are never going to touch or modify your source of data, right? Okay, always be the same, right?
Yes.
And even you have like this way of it.
And if we initialize them in some kind of a variable, still that will be
yes, like here, right?
yes.
In this way. So notice from this way, you know how to start the string.
Stream dot, then I have to inject this method inside of method.
Yeah, arrays
Yeah,
have already function this way, and even this string also you can perform the same operation. Still, there is no any kind of problem. Output. Okay. So here say strings. Okay. 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 Already you have a string. Okay.
yes.
So even we have arrays, you can just pass here, start filter for each. Even the both are the same. Here you can say initially your this. So if you want to print arrays, we have to use the ability function to string. Before and after, right? So you, in short, you can say whatever the source of data, maybe this array or array list or simple list, all are the immutable. Because the pipeline here inside this pipeline, we are not going to touching your original list. Even you are not reading manually, right? Even this is our array as object. We are just started my stream here, right? Stream, and I'm just whatever the local variable I'm changing, I'm modifying something, but we are not going to modify any array structure. But
Okay,
sometimes,
yes,
yeah.
one more thing. Go to line number 40.
Yes, 40.
Line yes. Remove the semicolon and click dot var.
No, you cannot get anything now because the for each is a terminal operation. They are not return a string, right? What is the return? They return the byte, right?
Okay.
Due to that, we cannot apply until the why I am able to call filter. Filter return the string, right? So we can call dot, but for it's not returning, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here for the printing, it's okay, but notice this uppercase. I want to in a particular arrays. I want to particular list, whatever the data converted, right? A change, right? I have this value. Whatever this value, I want to in particular array, I want to particular maybe list or maybe comma separated string somehow. Because this for is not written anything, then we cannot collect them. So due to that, we are going to use the different uh, terminal operation that return value. For is doing something, right? Doing something here, but they are not returning anything. But in the real application, we are not intention to print here. Our intention, whatever the converted value, return to something, right? Return some variable, or return some any kind of object, right? So for
Yes.
those, we are not using generally for each, we are using the some collection mechanism, right? Maybe
Yes.
we can write my custom reduce. Instead of say we can reduce can return the value, right? Or we can
Yes.
write my you can
Collect.
say collect, yes. So even whatever this happen, so whatever happening this, instead of using the for each, let's say I say this is a map. We did transformation, right? We did transformation, right? So with one liner is sufficient, right?
Yes. So
Yes.
so what is the use case for using the for method for each?
For is just for printing something for, you can say
Or
generally
we can modify something, just wanted to give some output, right?
generally avoid. For any pipeline function, avoid to mutating any global value. Someone sometime what someone say, hey, here they can someone what they say, here someone can create the arrays, right? You can do, but here say I say a new array list. Okay. Here and someone go and put something like here dot add, right?
Okay.
Yeah, in this way someone can, right? And someone say, hey, I have a do each operation, and finally this list is the convert or uppercase, right? So
Okay.
sometimes developer write this code, but please avoid to writing such code. Let me just
Yes.
comment on this.
Yes, that makes sense.
Why? Because in this your pipeline function, you are mutating some global variable, right?
Yes.
So technically, uh, compiler or Java compiler not allowed. Java compiler do you can do this, but as a code review, as a practices, please avoid any kind of mutation from any pipeline function, right? Because sometimes this code is work as per your expected, but someone going to multi-threading or maybe in parallel stream, at that time you are getting some inconsistent output of this, right? Let's
So
this list is the larger size, right? And you can start parallel stream, right? Not parallel,
yes.
right? At that time you are getting the some incorrect behavior. Okay, so whenever such things happen in a multi-threaded environment, this modifying or updating any global or shared object is the error prone. Your applications give him some logically problem. Sometimes you getting some different output, not as expected.
But I think if we are running this as an multi-threading environment, then both the scenarios we can have the same values in the array list. It depends upon what kind of a thread we are using. But I think if we are taking this scenario for now, we can have the same values in the array list. What do you say?
Yes, for couple of small data set, might be you are getting the same result. but larger data set, some different conditions, right? You can not get as expected result, right?
Yes, yes, using string buffer, if you are using, then might be it can.
This is also problematic. Don't update any object that are not declared in this block.
Okay, so what should be the alternate for this? For
Alternative we are going to discuss.
okay,
Don't use
yes.
this. I
Okay.
want this data. I want this data, but not in this.
Yes,
Generally,
yes.
avoid to use this.
Yes, thanks for updating this.
So same thing we can achieve through the designated collector or designated terminal operation. Yesterday we discussed reduce. Reduce can
Yes.
help us to do. Okay, or even you can say collect function is designed for such a scenario, right? So similar
Yes.
things we can achieve from the collects. Okay, hey, whatever the my source of data, I can start string. Okay, instead of for each, I am going to use the different mechanisms. So map then print. Here you can use even the map and you can say write a to uppercase, right? Using the method reference. Dot you can say collect. So collect is kind of another utility function. They say, hey, I want to collect data in the list. I want to list. So you can say list.
Can we use collect without collectors?
Yes.
Like I don't want to use collectors.
So now you can get something. So what we did here, whatever the source of data, I filtered them, I map them, convert, and I say, hey, and collect to the set. I want to get the setup, or maybe you want to list, you want to set, whatever the thing. Notice here the same thing you are collecting the list, right? List. Here also you are
Yes.
converting the list, but you manually doing some addition and modification. So why not these activities let our compiler do itself internally? And compiler code or JDK designer already implemented the same thing for you in the thread safe environment. You just tell compiler, hey, I want to collecting all the data come in this pipeline in a particular list or particular set, right? So these are the, you can say, thread safe, and even you can use parallel stream or stream, always getting as expected result you want, right?
So thread safe means like when we are running a thread, that method
But
will be
here,
executed.
notice this code run in the multi-threaded environment as single-threaded environment. Why say this is thread safe? Because any one of methods are not mutating any global, any shared object. Any top level variable, instance variable. In this code, I am not going to the modify. If you're not going to touch any shared object, your global variable, your instance variable, your code automatically become a thread. Here, what problem here? Here you are doing something, but within a pipeline, you are going to access some global variable. In the multi-threaded environment, this is the problem, right? Because this list is the top and multiple threads are writing data here, right? This thread also writing data, this thread
Mhm.
also writing data, this thread also writing data, right? So maybe race condition problem occur and your data, sometime you are getting exact data, sometime might be you're getting the less data or duplicate data, right? So
Yes.
now in this code, what we are doing, we are not accessing any kind of global value, right? Internally compiler do for you. So we are safe, hey, I'm not mutating any instance value or any class value, right? So
Yes.
this is the preferable way. But sometime while the code review, I find many developer writing such code, but just avoid. Already we have alternative functions available, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Or similarly code, even you can want to different option we had, like correct. And here you can say I want to array list. So they return for the array list icons. Yes,
I think for generics, we should have a very good knowledge on inheritance, right?
not you can say sometime you can say not always.
Just have the basic of parent-child thing, but when it
Yes.
comes to extend, like with this parent. But I really get confused sometimes with the generics thing. Even though I'm clear with the code, but somehow like it's just simply turns me blank. I need to do some R&D someday.
Even first things not you can say ki you are confused. Every developer, anyone have the same problem. Only the matter of fact the number of times you are doing practices, right? Are you feel
Yes.
comfortable? Anyone you can say cannot memorize and learn everything, right? As for me or any experienced developer. But what happens if the number of times you are playing with a code or while code reviewing, writing a code, you aware, you are familiar this way or this way or this way. The only matter of the fact how much times you are investing with the code. So you should aware. If you are
Yes.
very investing less time, then you are feel uncomfortable to maybe writing or reviewing the code. Yeah, understanding. Maybe I'm not saying always write the code. Sometimes we are just code review or talking on that. This also make familiarity with this code, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And even if you know the latest JDK, till now it's okay. Till now, then any confusion? Here we have a collectors have lots of function like toList, toSet, and even a toMap. You can know how to set, how to map. So, but sometime because these are the very standard thing. So Java 9 or 10 or 11 versions, even you don't use the collect function. Without collect, you can achieve the same thing. Like here, instead of this, you can directly say, hey, I don't want to use the collect function. Directly say to list, a to array. You can get the better result, right?
Yes.
So this is more concise, more simplest. Hey, whatever the your filtering, whatever the map result, just I want to get list, even without using this collect function.
Okay.
So this is more concise, more simple, but this is not you can found in the Java 8 API. If you are, I think JDK 11 onward, you can get this feature. I think 16 onward somehow, right?
Mhm.
Okay, this is since Java 16. If you are using Java 16 or 17, this function you have. Okay. So Java 16 have also some data you want to maybe complete data you want to maybe list or to array out, right? Just say I want to arrays or to array. You can get the two arrays as well, right? So sometime I want to result in an array or list or a string, you can get, right? These are the some
Yes.
additional methods we can say receive in JDK 16 on, right?
Yes.
Even sometime these are the set are like a two list, two set. Sometime you want to specify the actual in a class. I want to array list or vector, yeah, linked list or hash set specific uh, kind of object you want. Then you can mention a specific class name which you want. Here generally mention the interface. Two list, they return the list interface. Which implementation? Maybe array list or maybe linked list or a linked hash, right? Different implementation of list, right? This is the interface. This interface is implemented by the multiple, you can say, classes, right? Here, like array list, array queue, array stack, right? Maybe all are different implementation they have, right? So here till now, sometime you don't uh, bother which implementation I want of the list. Then you can either do this, no problem. By default, our compiler or Java runtime system give you the ArrayList implementation. But you want different implementation, not the ArrayList. You can mention and specify, hey, I want to collect collection, maybe link list, right? Here instead
Yes,
of
yes.
ArrayList, you can say I'm providing the link list.
Yeah,
Here,
but let's suppose if I'm returning the linked list, then what is the main need of that? Like I need the data in the sorted order. In that scenario, I need the this linked list. Actually, in some of the code I saw someone's code, so they were using this thing.
yes, linked list here. Okay, so this I'm asking, I'm doing. Sometime whatever the outcome of this, you are going to call another method, right? No, for process those, but those methods are expecting the linked list, not expecting the list, right?
Mhm.
So let us we have a method like here, static void process method, right? Process method. This will
Mhm.
expecting linked list, okay? Linked list string, right? So this is the method you want to call, right? So this method you can, if you have a, this is the API, you can get list. You cannot pass this collect method, right? Process, I want to process this, whatever the result comes. So but because this process method expecting the what? They expecting the linked list, but you are passing the array list for mismatch. So this API are so intelligent, can provide the my business this pipeline, return the not only list, return the linked list. Yes, this API support. So whatever here, I cannot pass process this data for further pipeline. I can call this data. It's work for me, right? So sometime whatever the outcome of this pipeline, you want to further process. Maybe you want to call some third-party library or maybe existing some code, right? That code expecting some different kind of collection, right? So for those, they give the specific implementation you want. Just tell us, right?
Yes.
Maybe link, maybe you want a vector. You can use the vector. Maybe link list. But this list interface have a multiple. Maybe here you can say any kind of collection you can pass. Notice this is the interface. They are expecting any supplier. Supplier means you can pass any kind of a collections. They can accept, right? So here, this is very generic kind of code they're given to us. But
So
this,
could you go back to that two collection method? So here I can see.
they are expecting supplier.
So what this method is like T and C. C means collection.
Yes, collections that is extend the collection interface. So
Okay,
here you can pass. This is the collection is interface, right? This
yes, yes.
interface has multiple implementation. Whatever implementation class you can pass. Okay, this is the mention like
Yes.
your collection should be subclass of your collection interface.
Yes.
Due to that, you can say pass supply here. So you do the, I am passing anything that can extend the list. List extend to somehow this list, and this list extend to the sequence. This list finally extend to the collection, right?
Yes.
So
It's
due to
okay,
that,
but
this works. Yeah.
I never used and use this sequence collection something like this. Might be it is
Sequence
giving
collection.
some.
sequence collection is just released in Java 21, I think. I have already made one video. If you want, just you can.
Yeah, I will go through to your video someday in depth.
Yeah, so I have talked on when JDK actually 21 they release. 1 minute, let me check. Sequence collection they release, yeah, 21. I read that since 21. So in once this release 21, I just read out. They have some nice methods you can they introduce, and there are a couple of implementation there. So I talk more detail on this. Just watch it, okay?
Okay.
But here the purpose is that whenever you are doing processing source of data and you are associated source of data to the pipeline, okay, and after the couple of function done, then the output data you want maybe one object, it's okay, generally one object maybe is the string, or you want to maybe couple of objects, depend upon the pipeline, maybe you want to two object or three object or four object. This more than one object can be preferable. You can return as a array or return as a collection. Collection might be list, collection might be set, collection might be map, depend upon your use case, right? So whatever the final outcome of this pipeline, whatever data traverse and final outcome can be again returned back to the one object, maybe string or any custom object, or you can return the collection. Collection can be any collection that's implement the collection interface, right? As of now.
Yes.
Okay. So these are the two collect method is so generic and provide the specific implementation. But in generally, these are we are not using because all the business logic served by our tool is sufficient. So
But here, like, if you am using as a return, like in toCollect, we are using linked list column new.
right.
So what is the purpose of these? Like, why we are using the linked list as a my return type?
I say, Lucky, whatever the outcome of this method, I want to call another third-party library. Third-party library expecting the list.
No. Yeah, I am clear. Like,
okay.
That method is using this linked list as a known parameter.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the significance? Like, why we haven't used ArrayList again for this? What was the need of linked list? Like, are we this having some special purpose? Like, linked list is basically used for I think searching.
No, they have a different purpose of links. So maybe we have to, whenever someday we can talk basic about the way, what is the linked list and what the purpose and why use the array. Because both have a different data structures. Like array data structure means they are going to allocate memory, contiguous memory allocation for your all the data, right? In this is your array list implementation.
ArrayList.
A linked list implementation is something different.
Connecting nodes.
Yeah, connecting. They are storing one object, and where is the next object? Where is the next object? Next object may be here. Where is the next object? Next object may be here. Next object might be another here. So in the different algorithms, internally they are storing, managing data in the different order. Okay, different. You can say order, not different way. So they have a couple of benefit and couple of disadvantages. Let's talk about this array. If this array, you want to get any data so quickly, because you know each elements are the index position, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5. If you want to get the fourth element, you can access fast. Means all the array list implementation provide any specific data you want to access that get quicker. But the same data element you want to get from the linked list, it is so lengthy process because they have only header. From header, they are going to traverse next element, then next element, then next. Oh, this is the element. If your linked list length is so bigger, then your getting data, fetching data is a costly operation. This is the one. So if you want to fast access or random any data, array list is a preferable choice, right? But what happens if you want to add data in this data structure? Because then If you are adding data in the last, so ArrayList is perform better. But what happens if you're going to add data in the first place? This is the very, very costly operation is array, because whatever the data in the first person, you have to shift here, right? First, we have to make a space at the 0 position, right?
Yes.
The first position data replace here, and then you put then whatever the second data replace, third data replace, fourth data replace. Each data you are going to the shift right first, so that you can make one space at the first index and then put the value. If your array size is the millions of data, then this is a very costly operation to putting data in the first place, the second place, or third place. But in the case of linked list, insertion of data is very fast. Just you can create one new node
Yes.
and just link them and say this is the header. Okay. So the different write, read, bulk operations, they have a different. So sometime I want our data should be written as fast. So we can go in the array list or linked list, depend upon your use case. What kind of data operation? Your get operation, put operation, what operation are you doing? You are doing in a sequentially or particular order manner. So lots of couple of properties you can say where you can the linked list sometime play important role, sometime arrays list play important. So if you read the detail about this data structure, then you understand why we need the linked list or why need the array list, why need the hash, right?
Yes.
Because under hood, the approach, the data management is a different way, right?
Yes.
You want to just first element, yeah, last element. So quickly linked list offer, right? So just you read out, these are the very basic things. But yes, here the pipeline functionality say, I am offering you facility, any kind of collections you can collect it, right?
Yeah, one more thing.
Yes.
Yeah, in my current project, we were using this Cassandra database, but I have no exposure on this NoSQL database in other words of joining dataset. Could you please suggest me something from where I can study this Cassandra database or the MongoDB data, like the applications? I'm not aware about those things, like why we are using the application. Still, I am able to manage my work. Managing work is something different.
Yeah.
Having the knowledge is
Yeah. Yes, surely these are very interesting topics, and you can surely will talk whenever your time. But as of
yes.
now, for my preferences way, go to the official documentation. They have shared, if you talk about the Cassandra or MongoDB, they have official document and share all the architecture, how they are building. We're talking about the how to get data, store data, which format they are storing data, which kind of replication factor, thread safe problem, maybe sharding, maybe multi master concept, lots of things here. So let's look at the architecture and everything. Like Cassandra also a good documentation, you can use that. But go to the official documentation and read out the basic architecture and purpose. Okay. Good. So lots of things. I'm trying to say, as of now, if you are working more than Java 6, or you can say 16 onward, the preferred choice, don't use even the collect, don't use even the toCollect method. Preferable, we direct use this method which our API allow. Direct use method like toList, right? Or toArray. These are the preferred choice, you can say, or you can say toArray. Okay. These are the preferred choice generally you want. Don't unnecessarily you are doing this, because internally these things are taken care of your API. So your code is so concise and makes sense. Hey, I want to collect in the array. I want to connect to the list, right? Whatever you want, right?
Yes.
So these are the more simple than the previous, right? Whatever you want, you can do, right?
Yes. So do we have any alternate to that, like joining method in collectors?
Yeah, we have. Let's so till now, whatever the example we cover, we are from the pipeline output, we are returning the collection. Okay, so the collection. Sometime I don't want to use the collection. I want to just one object, maybe string object. I want to all the value, not in the independent. I want to just one string will become a separated. Yeah, join. So you can say joining operation also here. So instead of this, you can say dot collect.
No, I don't want to use collect. Do we have any alternate like this? Just want to tell me.
Okay. So this is one way. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sometime. Why not? Okay. Idea. Okay. Yes, I read. Okay. Here say
It's giving some error to the string thing.
one.
Arrays. We need to remove that arrays dot string from the beginning.
Okay, yeah, you are right. Somehow. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is the one way where you can say join. So or you can use the collect, or you can use the study also talk about the reduce.
Mhm.
So you have a if you want to return only one object, so preferable way you can use the joining. If you want to join maybe some comma separated, by default if you read they join without any kind of separator. But this join method is the overloaded method, and you can provide the prefix, suffix, commas. Notice all are the same, right? So even I can say, hey, I want to somehow delimiter, right?
Yes.
Delimiter maybe commas. Maybe they have a three overloaded method, prefix and suffix as well, right? If you run
Yes.
now comma separated, sometime you want, hey, this is okay, but I want each value have some prefix and some here. This is okay, but I want somehow open and close curly braces, right? Everywhere. Everywhere. So that's also we have another parameter right here, like this way. So here say, hey, this is my curly brace open prefix, and this is my
So
suffix. So you have a
yes.
more variable options you have. Just run it. Now we are getting data in the different trial. Yes, ask question. Notice in this.
Nothing. I was just thinking to convert these things into the JSON. So I think object.
Okay. So lots of options you can play here. But another alternative strategy called instead of this, you can want to, but here flat you can say on this by default, there is a no such method like to join, right? Okay. If you want, you have to write your custom reduce method, and you can write the same logic on which parameter you want to join, like yesterday we discussed, right? Same thing,
Yes.
say reduce initial value and comma to operator and whatever things you want to operate. Maybe comma separated. So just say, hey, comma separated, I want to operate. The same thing you can achieve from here as well. Whatever they here doing, same thing I can do here as well. And here say, hey, I want to add joins. Even you can use this Collector.toJoin, or you can use the reduce function, and you can write your own custom logic, whatever you want, right?
Okay. Yeah, like if I don't want to use any kind of identity, then I can straight away put like double quotes there.
Yes. Not the double quote flatly. Let's decide what the data you want. Here I want to receive the string, and here I want to concatenate comma separated. That means this is a string. The first value also will be string.
Sir, 1 minute. I can see might be some gas smell is coming at my end. Just let me check.
Okay. Let me check. Oh, thank you. So we are also closing the not an
Okay.
Let's go check. Let's go check first.
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Okay. So these are the lots of functions they have. You can also explore. But
So
uh,
like
yes,
for this reduce thing, I don't want to use any kind of a value in this identity. Then in that scenario, what needed to be done?
yesterday I told you a reduce function here required the binary operator. So we need the two input. Okay. So what would be the first input? Because here in the pipeline, whenever pipeline is started, this is the logic designed to reduce. Okay. You are getting the only one element, right?
Mhm.
So you are going to reduce with what would be the next value. What is the two parameters is the binary function expected. You need at least a two initial value we can assign the identity function. Right?
Yes.
Due to that, we need this identity function. And after
Okay,
that,
okay. Yeah. Now I just remember.
once you receive the one value, first value, and after that, again you go to the second value. Then you have two options. And here you can apply any plus, minus, concrete operation. Okay.
Yes. Now
We are not okay. So for first time, we need the identity function one, so that this my binary operation can successfully perform.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay. That's any other questions for the day? Do you have anything for the day? Almost we have covered many things today, and all
Yes.
things like a find, count, lots of things, draft, files. Cannot explore everything. But if you have any specific question, then you can talk. But that's lots of sorting, dropping, lots of things. Maybe sorting is also a good option. Many times we need a sorting the data instead of filtering, as well as sometimes sorting the data. Sorting is also very common use case in the case of collections. So stream API offer you can do kind of sorting depend upon your object attributes. Maybe I want to sort the employee by name, by age, by salary. Maybe name and age, salary both. So maybe sorting is one of the huge feature in application that stream API offer you can do. Whatever the kind of sorting, very simply quite manual. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's for a day. Anything today?
Nothing. just we'll see in the coming days with some more explorations on this stream API.
Yeah. But let's tomorrow talk something about the sorting idea, because sorting is a very common use. Instead of a simple string, we have some employee object. An employee has some set, attributes like name, age, salary, and I want to get the different flavor of sort, right? I want to name age, multiple permutation combination, because in application, UI side notice nowadays lots of data flowing, and you want to sometimes sort on a name basis, some salary basis. Same list you want to sort different flavor, right?
Yes.
So for those, Stream API offer very simplified version. We'll talk, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you for the day. Good night.
Thanks.